It starts as a whisper, a minor inconvenience, a rude comment from a stranger, a delayed flight, a declined card. Then it compounds. The noise gets louder, the chest gets tighter, the breathing gets shallow, your vision tunnels. Suddenly you aren't reacting to the actual event anymore. You are reacting to your own escalating panic. Most people think mental strength is about ignoring the chaos. It's not. It's about building a soundproof room inside your head. When you lack that room, every external event becomes an internal earthquake. You are entirely at the mercy of your environment, bouncing around like a pinball in a machine you don't control. Marcus Aurelius didn't write his meditations in a quiet, sunlit library with a cup of tea. He wrote them on the front lines of a brutal, freezing war, surrounded by disease, betrayal, and imminent death. He didn't have the luxury of a peaceful environment to find his center. Modern gurus tell you to visualize a beach. Marcus had to visualize holding the line against barbarian invasions. He had to manufacture peace inside his own skull while the world burned. We aren't here to just recite his diary entries or give you a history lesson. We are extracting his field tactics. We are taking his raw philosophy and translating it into a mechanical blueprint for your own mind. Here are 4 original interpretations on how to build an unshakable psychological architecture. Lesson 1. The narrative scalpel. You suffer not because of what happens, but because of the story you tell yourself about what happens. This is a disaster. My life is ruined. They don't respect me. You are adding emotional adjectives to objective facts. The fact is neutral. The adjective is the poison. You must strip away the narrative. Describe the event like a cold, unfeeling robot processing data. When you get a flat tire, the fact is the tire is flat. The story is the universe is punishing me and my day is ruined. The fact requires a jack. The story requires a therapist. Cut the fiction. Keep the data. When you stop arguing with reality, you stop bleeding energy. The weak are destroyed by their own internal commentary. The unshakable only deal in raw, unfiltered reality. Lesson 2. The inner citadel. When attacked or stressed, your instinct is to fight the external world. You argue. You defend. You panic. You try to control the uncontrollable. But you cannot control the outside. You can only control the perimeter of your own mind. You must build a physical, mental fortress. When the world gets too loud, you retreat inward and lock the gates. Your boss yells at you in a meeting. The amateur feels their face get hot and starts formulating a defensive argument. The master feels their feet plant into the floor, takes a slow breath, and watches the boss's face turn red, realizing it's just a biological reaction, not a personal attack. You watch them yelling from behind a thick, bulletproof glass wall. The reactive let the enemy into their house and let them break the furniture. The unshakable lock the gates and watch from the balcony. Lesson 3. The friction forge. You actively avoid discomfort. You seek the easiest path, the softest bed, the most convenient route. You numb out with cheap entertainment, but avoiding friction makes your mind soft. A soft mind shatters under pressure. You must intentionally introduce friction into your life to build psychological calluses. Take the freezing cold shower. Walk in the rain without an umbrella. Sit in absolute silence for an hour without your phone. Force your brain to endure mild, voluntary suffering, so that when involuntary suffering hits, it feels entirely familiar. When the Wi-Fi drops, the amateur throws a tantrum. The forged mind just sits in the silence, opens a book, and uses the friction to read 10 pages. You are inoculating yourself against shock. You are turning every minor inconvenience into a rep at the gym. The comfortable are fragile. The forged are unbreakable. Lesson 4. The mortality lens. You waste hours stressing over petty things. A rude email, a slow internet connection, a minor embarrassment at a party. These things only feel massive because you are ignoring the ultimate deadline. You must view every minor annoyance through the lens of your own death. It instantly shrinks the problem to its actual microscopic size. You are stuck in traffic and furious, gripping the steering wheel, heart rate at 110. Now realize that in 40 years, you will be dead, and this traffic jam will be less than a speck of dust in the universe. The anger instantly evaporates. The petty are consumed by the present moment. The unshakable see the end of the clock. The narrative scalpel, the inner citadel, the friction forge, the mortality lens. These are not just philosophical concepts to nod along to. They are structural reinforcements for your psychology. They are the steel beams inside the walls of your mind. When the next crisis hits, you won't have to hope you stay calm. You will have the architectural blueprints to guarantee it. The pain was not a punishment. It was the friction required to sharpen the blade. There is a profound, quiet power in moving through a chaotic world without being touched by it, like a ghost in a machine. The algorithms scream for your attention. The culture demands your outrage. The economy demands your anxiety. You give them absolutely nothing. You walk through the noise, completely untouched, entirely focused on your own path. You become the calmest person in the room. Not because you don't feel the pressure, but because your internal structure is stronger than the external force. That is not detachment. That is ultimate power. The scar tissue is always thicker than the original skin. Keep building the fortress.